Most self-help books only give you a temporary high, but nothing changes in your life. But a few rare books are different. They actually work. They give you frameworks you can use right away, and they transform your habits, your relationships, and even your state of mind. In this video, I'll share the only 7 self-help books that actually work. And wait until you see the last one. It's the most controversial self-help book I've ever read, and it flips everything you thought you knew upside down. Book 1, Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is not a motivation book. It's a system. Atomic Habits teaches that small daily actions, when repeated, create massive change. It's built on the science of compounding. 1% better every day leads to huge transformation over time. Think about British cycling. They were terrible for almost 100 years. Then their coach applied marginal gains, improved bike seats, sleep, nutrition, even painting floors white to spot dust. Within a decade, they won Olympics and Tour de France multiple times. Another story, Jerry Seinfeld used the "don't break the chain" method. He hung a big calendar and marked an X every day he wrote jokes. Soon, the chain of X's became motivation, and that built his legendary career. How to apply this? Start tiny. 2 push-ups, 5 minutes of reading. Use habit stacking. After brushing teeth, meditate 2 minutes. Focus on identity. Say, "I am a reader," instead of "I want to read more." This book works because it doesn't depend on willpower. It gives you a system that runs automatically. If Atomic Habits helps you build the foundation, the next book shows how to protect your time and focus in a world full of distractions. Book 2, Deep Work by Cal Newport. In today's world, distraction is everywhere. Your phone, notifications, endless scrolling. Deep Work argues that in this noisy world, focus is your greatest superpower. It's what separates average results from extraordinary ones. Bill Gates had something called Think Weeks. He isolated himself in a cabin, read research, and thought deeply. Many of Microsoft's biggest breakthroughs came from these sessions. Another story, Carl Jung, the psychologist, built a retreat in the woods with no electricity. He would spend long stretches writing, away from society. That's where many of his groundbreaking ideas came from. How to apply this? Schedule 2 hours of uninterrupted deep work each day. Turn off notifications and put your phone in another room. Work on one thing only, no multitasking. Use rituals like a certain desk, time, or place to trigger focus. This book works because it trains you to enter a state where you do your best work. While everyone else is distracted, you stand out. But here's the truth. Focus alone won't help you if you don't know how to deal with people. That's where the next book comes in. Book 3, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. You can be the smartest person in the room, but if people don't like you, your talent won't take you far. This classic, written in 1936, still works today. It teaches the art of human connection. Smile. Listen more than you speak. Remember people's names. A salesperson once applied these principles and doubled his income just by showing genuine interest in customers. Why? Because people love feeling valued. Even Warren Buffett said this was one of the most important books he ever read. It helped him become not just a great investor, but someone who could build powerful relationships. How to apply this? Ask questions and genuinely listen. Say someone's name often. Avoid criticizing or arguing. Guide with respect. Appreciate people sincerely, not flattery. This book works because success in life isn't just about knowledge. It's about relationships. And relationships don't just depend on charm. They depend on how you see yourself when you fail. That's where the next book will change your thinking. Book 4, Mindset by Carol Dweck. Do you believe intelligence is fixed, or that it can grow? Carol Dweck shows that your mindset shapes your destiny. With a fixed mindset, failure destroys you. With a growth mindset, failure becomes fuel. Thomas Edison didn't fail 1,000 times at inventing the light bulb. He said it was 1,000 steps to success. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school team. Instead of quitting, he trained harder and became the best. How to apply this? Replace "I can't do this" with "I can't do this yet." Treat failure as feedback. Praise effort, not just results. Seek challenges that push you beyond comfort. This book works because it changes how you see obstacles. Failure stops being an end and becomes the beginning of growth. But sometimes growth isn't enough. You need toughness. Mental toughness that carries you through when everything hurts. That's what the next book teaches. Book 5, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Your mind is lying to you. It says you're done when you're only at 40%. David Goggins went from being an overweight, abused kid to a Navy SEAL and ultra-marathon runner. His story is raw and intense. Once he ran a 100-mile race with broken feet and kidney failure. He finished not because his body allowed it, but because his mind refused to quit. He calls it the cookie jar method. When life gets tough, remember all the battles you've already won. That memory gives you strength for the next challenge. How to apply this? Callous your mind. Push yourself into discomfort daily. Use the 40% rule. When you think you're done, you're only 40% done. Keep a cookie jar of your past victories. Journal your excuses and destroy them. This book works because it crushes the limits you think you have. It forces you to see that you're capable of way more, but discipline and toughness aren't enough. You also need peace, a way to stop your mind from eating you alive. That's where the next book comes in. Book 6, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Most suffering comes from living in the past or worrying about the future. The Power of Now teaches presence. It shows you how to step outside your racing thoughts and discover peace. A woman once asked Tolle how to stop anxiety. His answer, stop fighting the future in your mind. Be here, now. When you realize you are not your thoughts but the awareness behind them, you find calm, even in chaos. How to apply this? Focus on your breath when anxious. Observe thoughts without judgment. Stop replaying the past. Catch yourself drifting into what-if scenarios. This book works because it doesn't just teach, it transforms how you experience life. But peace also requires courage. The courage to live life your way, even if others don't approve. And that's the message of the final book. Book 7, The Courage to be Disliked by Ichiro Kishimi and Fumitake Koga. This book shocks most people. It's based on Adlerian psychology, and it says your life is your task. Not your parents, not society's, not your friends. Imagine a student who picks a career he hates only to please his parents. He lives in chains of approval. This book says, separate tasks, do what's yours, leave what belongs to others. That's real freedom. It's uncomfortable, it's liberating, and it's why this book works. Because it frees you from the invisible chains of other people's opinions. These 7 books aren't just books. They're tools for transformation. Atomic Habits builds your foundation. Deep Work protects your focus. Carnegie shows you how to connect. Mindset teaches you to grow. Goggins toughens your mind. Tolle brings peace. And The Courage to be Disliked gives you freedom. Together, they form a complete system. So which one will you start with? Use the 40% rule. And if you want more deep insights like this, subscribe for the next video. Because the wrong books waste your time, but the right ones can change your life forever.